Okay, just a few updates first. I finished my serrated flat jaw tongs here, and I have a few pieces of this stock left over. It's medium carbon, so if anybody would like a pair of these or something similar, just shoot me an email. I also made this a little over 3-pound YK30 steel hammer for a customer, and I have a couple of these pieces of YK30 steel left over for this larger size. So again, if anyone's interested, just let me know. I find this steel is a little bit harder and harder to get, so not sure if I can get it in the future. So I'm at the new machinist's location, and it's amazing how quickly a place can become cluttered. They've been here for a little over a month, but it looks like they've already been here for about 5 years. Anyway, compared to their old place, this is completely spick and span. So I was at the machinist because I'd like to make a small, sort of a multi-use swage that can fit in a hardy hole. I'd like it to have 3 half rounds of different sizes, a half V depression, finer tooth serrations on one end, and a step on the other end. The machinist is transferring my handwritten design into his CAD software. So I'm currently working on this, I guess you could call it pipe jaw type of scissor, and I'd like to give this one as a gift. So my scissors are coming out better and better, but I've left the jaws on this pretty heavy, and I'm not sure if that's going to work well, so before I permanently join them, I just first want to try out something else. Here's that first one I made, the little one, that works pretty well. The jaws on that are much finer. For this scissor, I'm using 10mm SK4, or you might know it as W1. I purchased a stick of this, and I really like how it forges, and I think it would make excellent knives. This scissor works, but it's not perfect. I'd like to put a little bit of bow in the jaws, but it's difficult because of how thick they are. So the main thing for this video is I want to start another pair, but make the jaws wider and thinner, and I think that might help. This is how I form the jaws, and this works okay for shorter tong jaws, but it's a little bit awkward with these longer lengths. So I dug up my old guillotine tool from a while back, and I'm just searching out some dies that might help me to form the jaws on these scissors. This bottom die seems like it'll be perfect. I just need to sort out a top die, and that'll allow me to free up that one hand and make forming the jaws just that much easier. This piece is a little narrow and wobbles a lot, but it should be very easy for me to adjust it. I need to give a very big shout out to John Catt for his very generous super thanks donation. And I need to give a big shout out to Stephen Watkins for his latest, greatest super thanks donation as well. Super thanks from my super friends. Appreciate it, fellas. Okay, I've got my W1 scissor pieces in the forge now. So from my very limited experience, W1 moves very well under hammer blows. So this is a mock-up of how I would normally do this, and you can see how awkward it is, especially because the piece is not long and I have to hold it with a tong, release the tong, and then grab it again with the tong after I do the operation. Very awkward. The top and bottom dies don't mate perfectly, but this works exponentially better than what I was doing before. Only one of the curved up edges of each side functions as a cutting edge for this type of scissor, but you want to make sure that those are flat, and this way you eliminate having to grind forever. As easy as the W1 hammered out for me, it was a real grind to grind. So there are the jaws of another pair of pipe scissors. I think I'm going to finish this pair out before I finish the other pair. Because I don't have a lot of space, I have a tendency to get rid of things, but I'm happy I held on to these dies and that old guillotine tool. I think the wider, thinner jaw profile will work better, but you never know until you try. I might film myself finishing this pair of scissors. Regardless, I'll definitely show the end product. Thank you to all, and I'll catch you guys next time.